the second generation, the common skill that I'm looking for, the common skill to shoot the rifle, make the decision, you know what I'm saying? Those are the same. The difference with a third generation unit is its willingness to let go. Like, Cat C, like, I'll be honest with you, is counterintuitive to third generation warfare. And I got yelled at for it several times because, like, on range 400, what they wanted me to do was sync up my fires in a matrix.
Right.
That would say I was going to fire on this objective, and this objective, and that's the way it was going to work because it's synchronized with my movement. I said, horseshit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an on-call target on all objectives, some with machine guns on call, some with mortars on call, some with 81s, and then anytime I get in trouble, I'm firing the on-call targets.
Right.
So I am forcing fires to support whatever the fuck is happening on the ground, not some I need 5 minutes. It's a matter of fire for effect, time, 08. Everybody at 08, we're going to move. And then while I'm moving, like, I got pinned down, I need you to keep the fires up for another 2 minutes, or I'm free and clear, cease fire. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
the idea of third generation isn't to sync things up. You know, it's to make them sync up time-wise. Right. It's to have a commander's intent and run with it.
Right.
You know, the idea of the Ender's Game model to where the guy who gets at the end, like, I win. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to take down range 400 because he has no more logistics. He's going to stay there and die. They don't ever teach you that. So they're training, I say, basic skills,
right.
not third generation, but, like, again, you have to have those skills.
Right. And what I'd like to do is, kind of work on walking the dog here through the deployment.
Right. There was one last thing with Mojave Viper, and I know I side railed here.
Sure.
So we're getting ready to start the UTC portion, which is the role rehearsal for Iraq. Like, they got role players, hundreds of Iraqis. I don't know if you've seen this thing yet. You should, because that will definitely impress how far the Marine Corps has come. You need to see the Mojave Viper UTC portion. You guys need to go see that. The deal is here is you're going to do a role rehearsal with, there's 300 Iraqis in the town. They all have a script, blah, blah, blah.
We've got about 10 minutes left.
Okay, this will work. Perfect. And I remember my first statement, like, we're getting ready to go do this thing. We just got to, death, destruction, rule everything. And I used the Roadhouse quote, which is, all right, gentlemen, we're going to go down here and we're going to see these Iraqis and we're going to have to deal with a lot of problems. You have one rule. That's to be nice. I just want you to be nice. And, like, I don't understand. Like, things are going to go sideways. People are going to treat you like shit. Bad things are going to happen. But you have to be nice. I just want you to be nice. And, very counterintuitive. So I explained, the Roadhouse thing. Like, these guys were bouncers. They were looking to kick people's asses. But they had to be nice. Because that demeanor right there didn't breed the other side of the demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't supposed to be rough and tumble, so you're just going to be nice. And you're going to quell a lot of things. And that's when I did my first, I call EDG. Ethical Decision Game. So I bring up one of my squad leaders who's a rough and tumble little son of a bitch by the name of Corporal King, I mean, he's definitely like just, he doesn't have an OODA loop, he has what I call a baba loop. Bash, observe, bash again type mentality, like that's his, it's better than his OODA loop. So he's that type of guy, so I bring him up, I'm like, okay, you're on a checkpoint, I'm an Iraqi. We're going to go through this scenario. And in the scenario, what I was doing is I was having the Iraqi let a vehicle go that the American did not want to let go. And you had known this Iraqi for, a week or two, and he's wanting to let this vehicle go, and he doesn't want to search it. What do you do? And I made the Iraqi, not listen to the American. And what I was looking for is exactly what happened, is the American getting irate and yelling at the Iraqi, making shit go sideways. And I was like, no, you de-escalate everything. That's a skill Marines don't have. Learn this from Bill Lynn, by the way. The skill to de-escalate. The skill to be like, in a coin environment, I don't do what Marines do best, which is escalate the level of violence. I de-escalate the level of violence always. And teaching the squad leaders that was quintessential to dealing with the Iraqis. De-escalate. And then brought them to an analogy that I use continuously. Imagine there was a Chinese battalion on American soil at a base. And imagine everything they did to be your actions to these Iraqis and how that would make you feel in your hometown. If you ever have a question about what you're doing, you imagine that scenario. That you're doing what that Chinese person is doing in your hometown. And he's telling you he's just there to help. You imagine that, and you'll always be in the box of what I want in life. And so those were the ones that we used during the Mojave Viper training, which we were extremely successful at, like made tons of money at. All I did was focus on learning how to talk to Iraqi sheikhs and hanging out. Like I sat there and would sit there and drink chai and eat with the Iraqis, and like literally like there'd be a gunfight going on. I'm like, go see what the gunfight's all about. Like, because I wasn't worried about that kind of thing. I was wanting to know how to talk to an Iraqi and worried about how to socially bond. So like several times, like I got to be got so in with the Iraqis to where like we would be breaking character. Like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but like X, Y, and Z, you're doing a great job, like good to go, and then go right back to his jargon. That'll end Mojave Viper if you want to stop right here and then go into the Ramadi.
I want to just who was controlling that?
You want to stop it?
No. Who was? Because we watched. I mean, part of what we're talking about here is how the Marine Corps writ large adapted. Mm-hmm. And I went down and watched Mojave Viper in February of 2004. 2-2 was on deck, 3-7 was flying out, and Marines were playing the Iraqis. The control group was from Baton Quantico and Marine Division.
You need to come out and see this thing.
And so who was the control group for this? And
we've hired out over, like I said, somewhere between 200 to 300 Iraqi citizens. They live in a little ville, like most of the time out behind. They get called in from all over the United States, but they also have like a little chow hall and a place that they live over in Camp Wilson. This thing, we control it, and it gets like the Marines of Mojave Viper control it, but they're constantly getting feedback from what's going on over in country, and whatever you need to do, they will adjust for you. For example, I wanted to make pit teams, so like what I did when I went in is I started putting up police bases. Like, no, I'm occupying this building, I'm staying there because that would be just like this, and you get this, and you get that, and like let's go. Like that was the way it worked.
Okay.
And so they just controlled it, like, and to the extent of where they will change it every time you're wherever you're going. Like they're writing a whole new one because the guys are going to Afghanistan. So they will change it as per whatever is needed. The Marine Corps is
going to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, got the phone.